What's going on? Andrew here. In this video, I am going to show you exactly how I was able to fix my show up rates. So from a lead to a booked call who shows up on the call, I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to go from this, and I'm going to blur out the names just so no one calls them or emails them or whatever, to this. So this is all real data. I'm not just making this up. This was all just from this month. So this was this month. And all of this was from last month and the previous month. So in this video, I'm going to keep it super tactical with how to actually fix your show up rates. I'm going to give you the scripts I use, the processes I use, because I don't know where exactly I'm going to take this YouTube channel in terms of like what I'm going to do, what I'm going to talk about. But all I know is I like very tactical videos. It's very hard to find on YouTube. So in this video, I am going to show you exactly how I was able to fix up my show up rates. So stick around and you will get a 90 to 95% show up rate if you just follow these steps. Okay. This took a lot of trial and error because I was getting I'm really good at ads. Like I can create a lot of good ads, but then I was struggling with, okay, now how do I actually get them to show up? As you can see on here, pretty embarrassing. So I got really mad. So I decided to do a crazy amount of research and really just prep this thing. So first thing is speed. So let me actually I'll give you the scripts as well, but bar none, speed is the most important thing. I don't care if it's 10 a.m. or 1 a.m. Call them as soon as possible. We have to remember they are excited. The excitement fades over time dramatically. So this is how it goes when anyone opts in, becomes aware of your service. Over time, their interest is like way up here. It goes up, and they see your stuff. They're super interested. Awful drawing, I know. And then as soon as after, they just crash. And every single day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 4, day 5, every single day, it just drops dramatically. Every single minute, every single hour, it drops dramatically in terms of because we have to remember when people see an ad, they see your company, they use their imagination to start thinking, what can this company do for me? They start getting a little bit of a rush in their head because they're thinking about their desired outcome. So if you are not calling them as soon as possible, okay, in literally I can do it as soon as a couple seconds. I see a lead come in, instantly notified. I'm there in a couple seconds. If you are not doing that, you are doing something wrong. Second of all, always double dial. If you are not double dialing, again, you are doing something wrong. You want to double dial because the reason why is how many spam calls do you get a day? I get a lot. So if you are not double dialing, it just looks like every other spam call. But if you double dial, what spammer is actually double dialing? I have not gotten one yet. So I know if someone is double dialing me, I know there is intent behind it. So remember, double dialing equals intent. If they still don't answer, shoot them a text. Casual blue text. So iPhone to iPhone, send a voice note. So send it super casually. I say, hey, what's up? It's Andrew. You got a second to chat. I don't use automations. I use my like a blue text message, iPhone to iPhone. So, and then we can see red receipts. And then we also know, hey, this is like an actual person. It's not an automation. So let me get into the Facebook ad script. So this is literally word for word what I use. Okay. And I took I took pretty much all the information I could find out online from different people. And then just kind of like created my own little concoction of a lot of other people's things and then kind of all put it into one, because what I've seen is a lot of people, they'll give like a little bit of information and then you have to like piece it together from other YouTubers and try to like create your own. So that's what I did on here. So let's go over the call scripts, appointment setting scripts, specifically for ads, because they are the coldest, right? So this is my Facebook ad setting script. Before we get into it, before I read it, tonality is the most important thing. Right? If your tone is like if you are too excited or you're not excited enough, you have to remember like the whole frame of this call is set based on tonality. Come in with confidence and come in with like, hey, I'm here to help you solve this problem. And that is my sales style versus a lot of other people. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I know they all kind of work. My sales style is very calm, straightforward. I know what I'm talking about, and I'm here to solve your problem because I know I can. And I genuinely believe that I know I can solve your problem. So I'm not like super upbeat using crazy objections. That's not me. That's not my sales style. So I'll show you how I would actually read this. So I dial, I pick up the phone. Hey, John. And they say yes. Yeah. This is Andrew Leonard from SocialWorks. You reach out to you asked us to call you back. It looks like you responded to an ad about an hour ago about landing a couple more whatever the end result right might be. Okay, about landing a few more jobs. I don't know, whatever your end result is. And they'll usually go like, oh yeah, and they'll just start talking, right? And you just want to let them talk. Don't say anything. One of my bad habits was I would always like get too antsy and I would interrupt them. Oh yeah. Stop. Just let them talk. And they are going to pause. They're gonna, so yeah, I was interested in this because XYZ. And then they're gonna keep going again. So you just want to give them as much, give it like 3 seconds of a pause and then you can go again. Again, my style is very calm. I'm not crazy upbeat. I am here to get more information and kind of, put together pieces. So hopefully I can, solve this problem of yours. So again, not my sales style of super upbeat. So here's how I would go to it next. Okay, John, sounds good. So when you saw the offer about, possibly landing more appointments, what was it that kind of caused you to, look into this further? So I'm not crazy upbeat. I just want them to talk because I found when people talk a lot, it automatically builds rapport in their mind with you. They're going to trust you a lot more just because you let them speak and their guard is not up for sales. This guy is trying to sell me. No, they're not going to do. I'm just curious. I'm just asking because you opted into our ad, so I'm just a little bit curious why. This builds a lot of trust. Do you know how many times I've jumped on calls and I've closed people and they say, yeah, I really like you because you're just not pushy? A lot of times. And listen, I'm not saying there isn't reasons to handle objections and things like that, but I do it subtly though. And I ask certain questions to trigger certain responses very subtly though. I'm not like explicitly saying, yeah, and then just handle an objection like a crazy, like you see like Wolf of Wall Street and stuff. Like I am not that person. I sell based on logic, confidence, and hey, we can definitely solve this problem. But that's another note. In this intro call, in this setting call, we are just trying to build rapport. We are just trying to get them to trust us and open up to us. So we're just going to ask very questions that are just going to have them open up more and start talking about themselves. Do not talk about yourself. Do not talk about yourself. They do not care yet. You should just be building rapport. So now it's like, okay, yeah, the reason for my call, super basic. I just kind of want to see what you're doing to land more, I don't know, certain amount of jobs and kind of like the results you're getting from that and kind of just where you wanted to be at with things. And, maybe I could help out. I don't know. I just wanted to see if I could help out with this. Do you have like 5 minutes? Yes. Okay. So, and then that's when you would just start the mini discovery. You're just trying to figure out what they're doing. It's not very complicated. Just trying to find out like what they're doing to get the certain result. And you're going to hit on it. You're just going to ask questions about it. So again, it should be about like 5 to 10 minutes or so. This call, nothing crazy, but you're not going to put them in that much pain. You're just going to like subtly put them in a stage where they're like, I'm very curious what this guy does now. Okay. And sometimes they might ask like, hey, dude, just give me the price. You have to keep your frame. If you just give the price, like you just have to keep your frame no matter what. I would say like, Yeah, completely understandable. And I'll definitely hit on that. I just wanted to see if I could help first, if that makes sense, because like last thing I want is like me to give out price and everything like that. And maybe you are interested and like we can't help at the end of the day. So I just want to make sure that we can help you first before, things like that. It works really well. So now here's why, like after we went into that discovery, hey, okay, sounds good. Do you mind if I share my thoughts on kind of what I've heard so far? Sure. Okay, I mean, so based on what I'm hearing you're doing, I really think we can help out. And then now you just want to up your confidence more and more because it seems like, you have XYZ locked in as well as XYZ. Um, what you're needing right now is just more qualified appointments, right? So the next steps would really just to be get you scheduled in for a Zoom meeting, if that sounds okay. This way I can do more research into the company in the meantime and come up with a tailored plan for you on that call, okay? And then I'll explain more and then how I think we could definitely help out with this. So a little bit more confidence, but I'm still asking for permission. One of the biggest things I don't think people hit on enough is I'm a big fan of autonomy. I know some people aren't. I think there's a lot of different ways to sell. I'm a huge fan of autonomy. So I let them make their own decisions. That's the point, in my opinion, of sales. It's not force it on someone that they're having to make a decision off being like desperate that they just want to have this guy shut up on the phone. They want to make their own decisions. And the way you do that is you ask for permission. Would this be okay? And then now they could say, not really interested, or yes. And 99% of the time they say, yeah, that's fine. Because they're interested now. Because you gave a lot of questions and you didn't really explain your services too much. Maybe very subtly if they had a couple questions. But that's that. Now, objection handling, you're the only one you're going to hear is, can I call you back? That's the only one I hear. That's the only one I can hear. Yeah, John, that's fine if you're busy. If you don't mind me asking, when were you planning to call back just so I can see if I'm actually available and then just set up a specific set time. This builds authority right here. And then listen, I don't know if the sales gurus are teaching this nowadays, but like I've just found this extremely effective. If you don't mind me asking, would this be okay if? I even ask if I'm like, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and share my screen on sales calls and stuff like that. I just find it extremely effective and it builds a lot of rapport. Again, I'm not here to gas myself up by any means, but I've just heard a lot of people tell me that there's not a lot of pressure and there's just a lot of trust with me that I've built with them. And my closing rate on qualified appointments is about 58% on qualified people. So closing at like 60% at the moment just by toning it down, not trying to do any crazy sales things, asking for permission, autonomy, and things like that. Live sets. These are just me recording myself. I'm just practicing and watching it back. And if you want to use those follow-up scripts, you can as well. That is it for the scripts. I hope that is super tactical. Okay, so like I talked about, get them intrigued for the intro call. One thing like a really big mistake I see, and you have to observe yourself. So you have to observe other people, and when other people are doing the same things that you want to do, you have to observe your thoughts, feelings, and actions from there. Let me explain. So getting them intrigued on an intro call. I have noticed when I am very interested in a product or service and I book a call, I don't need 1,000 reminders. I know that's a call I want to join. And so many people make the mistake of like, did I not send them enough reminders? That's not it. You aren't getting them intrigued enough. Trust me, they know when the call is. They are just ignoring you. And that's a hard pill to swallow. And that's one I've had to swallow too. They just don't want to show up because they're not intrigued enough. You didn't send them enough social proof. You didn't get them intrigued enough on the intro call. You're just doing a bad job, right? I remember one of the first things I booked, it was a program for like $15,000. I didn't know the price at the time, but I was just, I almost couldn't sleep because I was so excited to jump on that sales call. And I remember those feelings. And I just knew in the back of my mind, calls at 10 a.m., calls at 10 a.m. I didn't get 1,000 reminders. I didn't get any of that. So a lot of people think they don't have enough reminders or they're not saying it correctly on the reminder. Like, that is not the case. You are just not doing your job correctly. You don't have a good enough social presence, which I'm still working on, by the way. You don't have enough social proof. You're not sending them enough social proof, or you aren't doing your job on that intro call. Confirmation bias. So at the end of the call, you're going to, when you're setting them and when you're booking a time, book it on the phone with them. So you are going to go to whatever you're using, go high level, you're going to go on Google Calendar, I don't know, Calendly, and you are going to book the call. And then you're going to say, hey, can you confirm this in your email? And so Google Meet is going to send them a link. It's going to say like, hey, check yes to confirm your call. You're going to have them click that on the call when you're on the intro call with them. Boom. First one, first confirmation bias. If you read a lot of psychology books, you know the power of confirmation bias. That's one. So now they feel obligated to show up. Second confirmation bias is going to be, hey, John, and last thing, just before we hop off, thanks for confirming that, by the way. I just want to be 100% sure that you are able to show up to this meeting, just so we can respect each other's time. I hope you understand. Boom. Yes. Second confirmation bias. Okay. 2 confirmation biases. You must do both. I've tried one. It works all right. But once you do 2, you're going to get a really good show up rate. 4, sorry. Homework video. I hope this is super tactical, by the way. I know a lot of people give a lot of fluff on YouTube, but it kind of makes me a little bit angry. Homework video. Number 4. So I do a very long homework video. You don't have to do one super long. Mine's like an hour and 20 minutes. I realize people don't make it all the way through. The reason why I do that is so they know, oh, this dude is really about it. This dude recorded an hour and a half document. It's a Google Doc, an hour and a half long of me talking about my service, giving them a background on myself, building a lot of trust through there. And I 100% understand they're watching maybe 20 minutes. I've had people come on, they say, hey, it's a really good video, but I've made it halfway through. The reason why I do a homework video that long is to show them, oh, this dude is really about it. This dude really is interested and passionate about his service. Maybe I'm not, maybe I am, but it sure does look like it. Okay, so you're gonna want to send that homework video on all the email reminders. Hey, if you haven't already, watch this homework video. Hey, if our call is coming up in 10 hours. If you haven't already, watch this homework video. So every single email, especially the first one too, you're going to send that homework video. Finally, basic reminders. Oh, I actually forgot one more, and I will add it. Basic reminders. So automated SMS. Hey, this is an automatic reminder for your appointment tomorrow with Andrew. That's it. There's nothing crazy to it. Because when you try to look not automated on a green text message, it just looks automated. Okay. So they're going to be like, oh, geez, like this is so automated, and they're trying to sound like it's not. This is pretty bad. Basic reminders. Last thing is going to be the one I forgot is before the call, like the night before, send them a blue text message through your iPhone. Blue text message. Unless they have an Android and you can clearly see, and there's not really going to be a point, but especially if they have an iPhone, just say, hey, this is XYZ, this is John from XYZ company, just want to make sure you got the link, or should I drop it here? That's the only thing you're going to ask. For some reason, 90% of the time they say, hey, drop it here, which is fine. Then I just give them the link there as well. So blue text night before. Blue text night before. If you follow these steps, you will dramatically increase your show up rate. Okay, just follow these steps. Make sure this is a blue text. Like I said, double confirmation, follow that script, and I promise you, you will increase your show up rates. If you want me to make these more super tactical videos, let me know down below, because I know how much of a pain it is when these YouTubers and all these gurus make the most fluffiest videos ever, that is just not tactical at all. It's quite annoying because a lot of this I had to piece together from like just experience, and then also piece together like 20 different people and combine it all into one, because they just don't give it all away in one video. But yeah, and then also if you wanted like a one-on-one call with me, links below or above, maybe on YouTube, I don't know. Definitely above on my channel, but then below in the description. All right, enough of that. But yeah, if you want to, go ahead and book a call with me. I'll give you all the advice I've learned, show you my systems, show you how I've been able to successfully scale my own agency. But yeah, other than that, hopefully this was very helpful. Implement these steps and you will fix your show up rate.